Hey everybody, this is Rob Wilson with Performance Therapeutics and Prepare to Perform, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about hypermobility. So first of all, what is hypermobility? Hypermobility is literally too much movement. All right, so that doesn't really seem like that's possible, but when we're talking about a specific joint, there can be, right? So for example, these are the athletes we see in our facilities that when they straighten their elbow out, it looks kind of like a boomerang, right? Um, these folks often have really easy sort of ass to grass squat positions, usually with no tension whatsoever. Splits with very little or no training, but basically what we're looking at is ligamentous laxicity in the joint, right? And this can present kind of a coaching conundrum because these athletes can put their bodies very easily into positions that we want to. The unfortunate side is that often it's with very little tension or control, and down the road this can create some real problems for the athletes. One, with force production or the ability to receive force well, and we see that with the Olympic lifts often, and then also because their joint integrity is sort of inherently limited, it can create some accessory joint movement problems and do some real damage down the line. There's a couple components that we look at when we're trying to help athletes systematically deal with hypermobility. One is stiffness, right? So the chassis has to match the motor, right? So if you put a giant motor, if you take like a big block 350 and you put it in a Volkswagen Bug, it's really, really fun for about 20 feet because the wheels will fly off, right? So what we need is for the structure to be integrated while we build the motor so that we can handle the work output, right? And then the other piece is the motor control, right? So by that same analogy, if we have a really maneuverable car like a Porsche, but you put an uneducated driver in it, they're gonna crash soon, right? So yes, it's great to have all that range of motion and all that extra room, but you have to be able to control it, and that's largely the neurological and the motor control component. And then over time, we have to make sure that our athletes are able to consistently display motor control in different patterns that go from very, very stable to increasing degrees of speed, load, and complexity. And really that's true for any other training progression, whether the athlete's hypermobile or not, but it's even more imperative for athletes that have hypermobility problems because the consequences can be more dire sooner because of the lack of inherent joint integrity. So as a coach, it's really important that you don't allow your athletes who have this issue to slide simply because they can approximate a certain position that you want them to be in.